Welcome back.
Another day, another episode
Of Traversing
the Strange World
with Peace
and Toodles. That's me.
In case you didn't know, that's Toodles over there.
Last I checked.
Welcome back to another episode, folks. Today, our topic of discussion is going to be Toodles, a.k.a. Jonathan, a.k.a. maybe a.k.a. There's speculation about this next one. Some have suspected he might be the up-and-coming rapper, Nate Vison. What do you think of that speculation, Jonathan?
Some have said,
I've never seen you guys in the same room together.
No, that's, we don't really hang out too much in public. It's just in the studios and stuff, making some music.
Why won't you guys hang out with me together?
He likes being alone. Just writing some songs, doing something on guitar,
Kind of a hardcore introvert.
Just living life.
Has Nate Vison taken the Myers-Briggs personality test?
He'd probably be like an INTP.
INTP?
If I had to guess.
I took it back when I was 19 and I was an ENFP. I don't even know what I would be now.
This is the updates, reflections, and ponderings of
Well, we should do that. We should just make
ponder.
it a certain amount of time in,
Yeah.
and if we finish our intro, then whatever.
I'm starting to ponder.
So our next segment. What have you been pondering this week?
What have I been pondering this week?
Speculating, ruminating upon.
What have I been ruminating about?
What could you been chewing?
Been getting kind of into some civil debates on Facebook. Mostly because,
You're a troll now?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Eh,
I'm gonna unfollow you.
I'm in between.
Block you.
We've been in a dry spell. It's getting to the end of the season. About to do leaf cleanup. Probably have a few more weeks of mowing, but this past week was super dry. So I added some free time, and it's just kind of nice. It's like a little spar. But, I try to only do that with people who do it civilly, and I try to be civil as well. I think that's a good thing to do within culture, to argue about ideas civilly. It's better than, I think, not talking at all. If people can, well, I don't take the stance that that's how you should approach it initially. But
See, common sense people can have civil conversations about topics that they don't agree on, and at the end still both mutually say thanks for the discussion. And you know what? The way I look at it, if we see something differently, let's talk about it, because it's a win-win. Either you're going to have a conversation, we'll both walk away knowing more than we did going into it, and who knows? One of us might convince the other person. You might convince me to see things the way you do, because maybe I don't have all the information. It's you can, in a friendly way, go about conversations.
Certainly. And the reason I guess I call this one a debate, it's more kind of it was with the white nationalists. So right off the bat, they're talking about people who, anybody non-white, non-Christian, even though that's a huge, just kind of, I don't know what to call that, white isn't synonymous with being Christian. There's millions, billions of Christians who aren't white, but they associate that, I guess, with I apparently I guess they think the way the white people have done it has apparently been the right way. I don't know.
Okay.
But so the reason it's a debate because they're kind of just throwing dirt at people, and you just kind of. I debate civilly, and they debate civilly, but
we need to bring back bullying in school.
I don't.
That
what
way,
do you mean by that?
It makes you tougher. Not nothing that's going to make some kid kill themselves, but we're too accepting these days. We're too nice. We need to make fun of, like, we call people
give me an
Jews and
example.
retards and stuff in school.
Give me an example of a time where, like, somebody's being too nice. And where, like, a bullying would be a shining example.
Like participation trophies. Like, you get awarded for participating in something instead of winning it. Like, what's the whole purpose in the first place? And, like, you cater to people that would be all hurt or sad if they didn't win in the first place to make them feel better. Well, then they're just going to be taught then that all they have to do is complain enough and things will be given to them.
I don't think anybody's walking away with a participation trophy, though, and they're like, oh, fuck, yeah, I did good. Yeah, you know, like, I don't... Like, yeah, I got...
But, like, when you're teaching that to a child that's young enough that's going to be influenced by those things. It's like, you see that story on the news the other day about, like, this guy that caught this home run ball, and then this Karen chick came over and took it from him and his kid?
No.
So there's a home run, slams out into the stands. This dude grabs the ball and gives it to his kid. But there's this chick that was trying to get the ball right there that she didn't even touch the dang thing. Mm-hmm. And she came over. She's yelling at this guy, like, you just took that from me. I had it. I was going to take that home. And the guy just says whatever and gives it to her. But it was his son's. It was his kid's. So, like, the deeper lesson that you just taught that kid was, like, you can complain and be loud enough about these things, like, even if you're not right, and you'll get what you want. You'll get your way. Like, this dude didn't try to stand up or anything for himself. It just breeds passivity. Breeds the ability of other people to walk over you because you're not going to do anything about it.
I think that just says more about that guy than society. You know, it's kind of
not.
Like,
I'm saying what that guy's teaching to his kid by doing that.
Yeah, I agree.
Without words, like,
that's that guy.
Like, I'm not saying the kid's going to sit there and think.
I know plenty of guys.
With the first thing on their mind, like, forefront of their mind, like, oh, my dad is giving this to a person who's complaining about him over something that's wrong, therefore... I'm saying it's subconscious.
He's creating patterns of passivity, but, like, that's him. I know plenty of people who, like, you know, will put up respectable boundaries and tell somebody to back off. Guys and girls, you know. I don't think people are too nice. I think we're becoming a lot more aware of things psychologically, and I think that affects how we approach and look at people. You know, there's definitely plenty of people that value empathy, and that's not a bad thing. I think at the same time, though, a huge pattern we see in society is people not really being nice to each other on a broad, you know, on a big, like, cultural scale, you know. I don't know, but then there's also people who are, you know, that is what you see in the media. But then there's also situations where people actually get along better. That's
becoming a more popular trend, I think.
What? People getting along?
Yes. I think society in America is kind of realizing the direction that we've been taking is kind of the wrong one, into just, like, the leadership, you know, just systematically kind of breaking down and putting into place policies and rules that aren't necessarily for the good of the people, that just at the end make the people easier to control. And that, you know, it just sets the country up to be in a weak position to other countries, that we might not be able to stand up for ourselves. And I think enough people now are, like, waking up to, like, this passive life isn't the way to go, sitting around and, like, going back to the COVID thing. Like, if that happened again, I think more people would probably stand up against, like, being forced to do certain things to keep their job.
Oh, yeah, certainly.
I think the pendulum is just swinging. It's natural swings of culture. It's just going from one way to the other, and I think right now we're going from an extreme swing back into the middle again to common sense. Not to say that it's going to swing too far that way.
I think things might get bad before they get better, though.
I think both's happening, honestly. Like, there's so many people that are because I follow a lot of left and right wing, extreme, centrist, all kinds of beliefs and podcasts and stuff, because I like to see all the views from everybody, and it seems like left and right both, like, a lot of people are focusing more on what is the legacy I'm leaving, what can I do to make a life better for myself, what can I do for my kids, my community, the schools. A lot more people are standing up. Perfect example, once they started putting like a lot of inappropriate stuff in a lot of the books for young kids in school, like in giving sex ed classes to like elementary schoolers. Like, I saw that in Phoenix, and I saw a couple of the books in 2 or 3 of the different schools, like one of which was one of our kids' schools. And
what was the book?
It's just like sex ed for these elementary courses.
Yeah, I'd say that's too young.
Those books got taken out again after that. You know what I mean? Because like a lot of parents.
What age is that?
Elementary is like anything 5th grade and under. It's before middle school, so it's going to be like 11 years old, I think, at the top.
I'd say proceed with caution, in terms of talking to kids at that age about sex.
Well, what I'm saying is a lot of parents didn't like these books, explaining like how to have sex.
And let that's one beautiful thing about a democracy. Let the people speak.
Anatomy and appropriateness is one thing. Like, this is a penis. This is a vagina. These are your private parts. Nobody should see them. They're
what did
for
it
you.
entail, the book?
It would talk about. It had like descriptions and diagrams to have sex. And
yeah, that might
those books, however, were taken out.
Kids that age might be a bit premature.
Enough parents came to, enough parents spoke. I don't know. I never went to the meetings myself because I couldn't, because there were always at times I was at work. But these books eventually, weren't in the curriculum anymore. They got taken out because enough people didn't like it, and they made a difference. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
A lot of people, because that's one that I've seen firsthand. And then I hear a lot of stories too. You read, it's the internet. Is it true? Is it not? Who knows? But it seems like there's a lot of people that are making differences where they can. Just instead of sitting back and be like, this isn't appropriate. Now those people are actually saying something about, hey, this is not appropriate for my child, instead of just sitting there and seeing it and doing nothing. I think there's more action that's being taken lately because there's been action taking to make things worse in that direction. And now it's enough people are like, well, this is going a terrible way. And it's kind of turning around a little bit.
I guess something that I've been thinking or pondering about a lot lately as well, though, to kind of counteract that, is just you do see so much fear mongering going around
on both sides
and demonizing of and I've just kind of been thinking about this, how this is a long pattern all throughout. You see it in the New Testament, the way the Christians talk about the Jews. And particularly the Pharisees, there was sects of Pharisees, and particularly it was the school of Shammai. They are the Pharisees that taught the stringent law that Jesus opposed of straining a camel or
straining in a gnat and leaving the camel.
Yeah, traveling land and sea to to proselytize and make them twice the son of hell as your, that you've neglected the weightier matters of the law, mercy, justice, and faith. Those type of Pharisees. They were a minority, though. There was the school of Hillel, where they taught many things that Jesus also taught. What is wrong to you, do not do to your fellow man. This is the whole Torah that was said by Rabbi Hillel. It's in the Talmud. So, but you see, you see it with the books we've covered from Gnostic Christianity, where they demonized they demonized the Christian church and said that they. Interesting. They said that they, the Christian church was basically they're going to have gay sex and they were going to sacrifice children and whatnot. And we were discussing that, and you're like, Christians never did that. And I was like, yeah, but that's they. Groups always talk about the outsider in a disingenuous way. It's not informative. There's throughout the world you see this demonization of other people to where I don't like that, because the more I've always gotten to, it's what led me out of religion. The more you get to know people, I started having conversations about religion with people of all walks of life, and then started looking at the Bible from, in light of what the scholars say about it, and you just when you do that with how the scholars see it, you kind of see culture and history as it's all a snowball. It started at this one point long ago, and throughout time, these ideas of God, ideas of just culture in general, they roll throughout history, getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and picking up ideas, snowballing. Some clumps stay on, some fall off, but the snowball keeps rolling. Nothing's we don't have anything today that's purely been preserved throughout history that it hasn't been a snowball. All we have is snowballs, and the more you see... At the end of the day,
all we have is our balls.
At the end of the day, we're just strangers, and we're all just strangers in a strange land. And truly, we're all holding snowballs in our hand, of sacred snowballs that history has thrown at us. And it's like, my snowball, my God, my politics, my this, my that, We treat it sacred to where, I don't know, I think the more you understand people, I think maybe this Peace's challenge. This week, try to have a conversation with somebody whose views you don't understand in a way that's not, you're not debating. You're just trying to understand. Just listening with...
open-mindedness right there.
Listening with the intent of understanding and not listening with the intent of responding. That is my pondering for the week.
We have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason.
Yep, that's right. That's my pondering for the week.
Did I do my pondering yet?
I don't think so. No, you asked me. And then we kind of got in. I said I was debating. Yeah, I kind of was contradicting myself at the start, saying I was debating. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm civil about it, and part of my debating, the beginning half of it is asking questions. You can go on Facebook and look at that. I'll be asking questions. So I can build an actual thorough argument of, am I arguing to begin with? Usually why I say arguing is usually it does start out with somebody who's taking this extreme approach, demonizing people, etc., etc. So kind of merits it, but enough of my ponderings. What's your ponderings of the week?
Chris Webby dropped a new album, and it is better than his old stuff. Milligrams. It's all about drugs.
Milligrams. Oh.
Drugs in his childhood a little bit. It's real short. It's 23 minutes, 6 songs. A little EP.
It's a very short album.
It's made me ponder. I was like,
that.
I like this so much. What is what is it about it that I like?
That album is basically as long as Pink Floyd's song Echoes. It's a little trivia for you.
So anyway, I've been just pondering my music and what kind of sounds do I want, for future projects. What sounds do I want? Because he went with a very straight hip hop vibe for this one, which he's usually pretty musical and very big on the productions. These ones had really good productions, but they seemed a little bit smaller than the old ones. And it's almost better, in a way. Anyway, all that to say, my ponderings are just my music. Again, kind of boring. Don't have too much. I'm pondering this episode. The bridge story.
The bridge story. Did we say that at the beginning?
Pretty
that
sure.
Was gonna be...
The girth of this episode is the bridge.
Yep, that's going to be the main ingredient of this strange stew.
We've been teasing it for a while. Mentioned it a couple times, and
Jonathan was being the John the Baptist.
I guess it's finally time to talk about it.
Time to talk.
Let's talk about it, like Pastor Don would say.
So, Jonathan, what year does this take place approximately?
I don't know. It's like 2017 or 18.
Well, I have to know so I can dial us into the time machine on this strange van we drive.
There's this bridge. Right. I love this story. It's the only time something like this has happened to me. And to my homie that was there on this fateful night.
Shout out to Austin Miller.
Don't say his full name. Somebody might stalk him or something. I'll bleep it out.
He'll be ready.
I'll bleep it out.
He'll be ready. I trust him.
We should have had him on here to tell his side.
He's
Let's call him.
Reminds you of Indiana Jones.
He's the guy that we called to ask about the flight paths.
Oh, yeah. Back on episode probably like 5 or 6.
The early days, we called the expert. We phoned a friend, the expert on some of these. What was it? Flat Earth theories and South American flight paths.
Yeah. We were talking about flights across the world, and I was like, does that work out with flat Earth?
Well, this bridge story. So there's this bridge. I was hanging out with one of my homies in. This is. How old would I? Maybe 22. 21-ish.
Is it before you moved to Arizona?
Yeah. Before that, I don't remember if I was in the... Yeah, I was in that band already. I was in.
Fins Up?
Just Stones and Slingshots.
Oh, yeah, that was a long time ago.
It's just, the story's clear. I'm just trying to think of this time it happened. But anyway, I'm hanging out with Zach, actually. Zach and Niley. This is before...
What?
I think before any of us were married. And anyway, we're hanging out, and we just wanted to hang out somewhere. We're like, where do we go? And Niley's like, we got this cool bridge that, I've hung out a couple times before. Anyway, we go there, and our intent was we were going there to hang out and pray, of all things, because we were those nice little Christian kids at the time,
This wasn't Zach.
Yes, it was. The first time, which nothing happened.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you every detail I got about this bridge, so you can
what?
come back at me with whatever you might think about it.
Talking to me, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, if somebody wants to message me, they can. I'm open to it.
If you're challenging the
and
audience.
I'll talk about anybody that listens to this about what we talk about, especially whoever's in Sweden. That we deeply appreciate you listening to every episode.
As of now, hopefully by this episode we haven't lost them, but they've been tuning into like every episode.
You need to hit us up. We'll give you a shout out.
Sweden, yeah. Hit us up. We want to talk to you. I think that's awesome.
Oh, you want to actually talk to them too? Heck yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'd be down.
Yeah. I want to talk
Give
to
us
our
your
fellow strangers out there.
Theory or favorite strange story or something. Anything.
Whether you like it or not, if you're a fan of the show and you tune in regularly, that's what you are. That's what we call you, our fellow strangers. So that's the name we've given to you by now.
Mr. Sweden's our OG.
OG stranger.
Going to be 1,000 episodes, and one of us will be like, remember that guy from Sweden? He was our OG fan.
Hey, actually,
OG.
if you hit us up, what's something that you'd like to
if we ever make
possibly come on here and talk to us about?
If we make merchandise, like a t-shirt down the road, Sweden, you're getting the first one.
Oh, yeah.
On me.
Swedish folklore, that would be cool to talk about. Who knows?
Dude, that's actually a good idea.
What they think. Yeah.
Swedish folklore.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know anything about it, but
whoever this person
anybody's
is,
got, dude, Irish
cool
folklore,
to hop on
too.
the Zoomy Zoom and, have a little episode with them.
Yeah. Well, so anyway, we're hanging out at this
we get
bridge.
some Swedish imposter.
And, yeah, we just hang out there, and, you know, we're these good Christian children, so we go to the bridge and we pray. And that's all that happened the first time. Second time I went to the bridge. This time was when Niley was dating Austin. I think they were dating at the time. They might have been getting ready to start it, you know, soon. But anyway, we're hanging out. I'm like, let's go to this bridge. That was fun last time, you know, remember? So we go there, and this is the part that I mentioned on the episode with Brittany, where we're sitting on the bridge, we're, you know, sitting there talking, and I'll give it, like, more details this time because I was trying to rush through it. So we're sitting on
This episode is all about it.
the shore banks of the river, of the, what would it be?
Euphrates.
The Fawn River.
Fawn River.
And anyway, I got this overwhelming feeling, like, that I've never felt before that time, to just walk down the road and pray and talk to God. And I didn't know why. Nothing significant had been leading up to this feeling. It's not like it was like the climax to some giant, you know, path I was going down. But I couldn't shake the feeling, and I was playing with it in my mind, and I, you know, stop thinking about it, go back to talking to them, and just at the back of my mind again and again, I keep thinking, like, man, dude. So anyway, I start walking down the road, and it's a little dirt road, and this bridge goes over a little river, like it ain't nothing big, little river out here in Michigan, and to get to this bridge, you go down this dirt one-way road, and probably not 200 yards past this bridge, the road dead ends, and it's just like this guy's house, this farm out there, a bunch of fields and woods. So I was going the other way towards where we came to get to the bridge when I walked away, which was going up a hill that you had to crest, go over the hill. And while I was walking up there, the sun's starting to go down a little bit. It's getting about twilight. I see this car coming down the road, and I'm not 100% sure if this property we were at, like this bridge, was like public or not. Like, it looked like it because I had the little path that went down, but you know, it might just be the high school hangout spot, and they just wore the path out. I don't know. It seems probably there's a sign there, but anyway, I didn't want to get yelled at or something, so I just ducked into the little reeds and grass growing up beside the road. This stuff's like 3 foot tall, right? It is overgrown. I just duck in there, car goes by, goes up over the hill, and right down towards the bridge, towards Austin and Niley. Not thinking too much of it, I just keep walking. I keep praying. I'm like, God, I don't know what. Like, why do you want me to come out here and pray? Like, what's the pressing matter? Like, I'll at least tell me what the purpose is. And then, you know, I pass this little road that goes off to the right-hand side, which probably insignificant, but there's a little road there eventually. And then it turns into... the dirt turns into cement, right? It's a normal asphalt road. And I saw another car coming. I'm ducking the weeds right there just again. Just like the first time, and it goes by, whoop, up and over the hill, down towards the bridge. And I don't know if this is significant, but like I said, I'm going to tell you every detail. I remember I thought one thing when... And it's pretty dark at this point. Like, I'd been walking maybe 20 minutes. Like maybe 10 minutes, but it gets dark pretty quick.
Y'all were pretty innocent back then. No drugs or anything.
No,
weed,
dude. We literally a virgin to everything.
Yeah.
Like, I would...
Everything.
Like, alcohol, maybe. But, like, we're talking, like, beers or
Just a
something.
little sip. Yeah.
But this night, no, nothing. And no previous nothing. Drugs, alcohol, weed. Like, this night was totally sober. And anyway, I had a little mini revelation. I was about to turn back and go back to the bridge, and then I kept walking.
What was your revelation?
I'm getting to it. I was about to turn back and walk back to the bridge, but I kept going. And then literally like 3 feet, but I couldn't see because it's like really dark. And the road turned from dirt to asphalt. And yeah, I don't know, a little revelation is like, oh wow, I almost, I wonder how oftentimes, that book 3 Feet from Gold, this guy's digging a mine looking for gold, and he quits because he didn't find any. This other guy buys the mine, and he goes to the end of the shaft where this guy quit digging, and he dug 3 more feet and found gold and retired. So it was kind of like that. I was like, well, I wonder how many times we get close to a goal and then turn back when we're right there. You know, thinking of like I was about to turn around and then the road like turned to asphalt, like right there. I'm back, you know. Anyway.
I've seen that meme you
there's,
talk about.
There's some crab apples on the ground, if that's relevant. I don't know if those mean anything. But I do remember I had never seen as many as what I had seen, like just laying there on the ground. Like I could have gathered like a bushel of these stupid things. But I keep going about another 20 feet down the cement part of the road. I hear this scream. And it's coming back from the way I came. Like it was Niley. And it sounded just like her. And when I heard it, I instantly, I turned around and like half a second, I was like, was that her? Whatever. And I started running back, right? Because like Big Brother mode kicks in. Like, I don't know what happened. I saw those cars go over the hill. Maybe those had something to do with whatever's going on. So I start running back, and it's maybe, I don't know, quarter mile. Like, I didn't go that far. But anyway, no, it's probably like half a mile.
You saw this car drive past you.
Yeah, 2 of them. And the first one was like when I was right past the top of the hill. And like I watched it go up and over and down towards them. I was like, you know, and the second one might have turned off that little road that went to the side. Not sure.
I have the symbolism of crab apples.
Huh, really?
You want me to read it?
Yeah. Never heard this.
Okay, crab apples. This is from ChatGPT. Helping this out again. Crab apples carry a mix of symbolic meanings that shift depending on culture, folklore, and context. Here are the main layers of symbolism. I'm going to put my glasses on. I found my glasses that I spoke of being missing. Well, what was lost has now been found. Small beginnings, but big potential. Though crab apples are tiny and often sour, they're still true apples. They symbolize growth from humble or difficult starts and into something more fruitful. Bittersweetness of life. Their tart taste is often associated with the contrast of pleasure and hardship. Sweetness and bitterness living together. Wildness and endurance. As one of the original wild apple species, crab apples can represent resilient survival and the untamed side of nature. Folklore and myth. Okay, so fertility and love. In Celtic and English traditions, apple trees in general were tied to love, fertility, and even divination. Crab apples, because of their abundance in blossoms, could symbolize youthful romance and fleetingness of beauty. Transition and liminality. In some traditions, crabapple trees were planted near thresholds or boundaries, marking them as symbols of crossing points between youth and maturity. Sweetness and sourness, domestic and wild. Warding and protection. Old English charms sometimes include crabapple twigs as protective tokens against evil or illness. Christian and spiritual symbolism. Temptation and miniature. Since the apple became a common stand-in fruit of Eden, the crabapple, as its harsher cousin, can carry connotations of temptation, sin, or the testing of character, but in small everyday ways rather than grand. Humility. Because they are not prized like cultivated apples, crabapples can stand for modesty, humility, and overlooked beauty. Modern symbolism. Community and sharing. Crab apples trees blossom heavily and fruit abundantly, often feeding wildlife. They're linked to generosity and interconnectedness within an ecosystem. Beauty in the overlooked. Their blossoms are celebrated ornamentally, so they also symbolize finding beauty in unexpected places. Interesting.
That's a lot of significance. That's a lot of meaning.
So, hope you're able to keep up with all that.
So if the crab apples mean something, you know, I don't know. I just remember specifically noticing all these freaking things everywhere. Mm-hmm. So
One time I was driving down a road, and I've noticed a couple times before, and I see an ambulance or something. I see a hawk perched up on a power line. That's happened like twice. I'll be driving through the countryside, and I'll see a hawk swoop in front of me or up on a power line, and then minutes later, ambulance or police driving.
That's like the owls with the UFO thing. Like everybody sees an owl and then they see UFOs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Or like they see an owl and then they get abducted.
Interesting. I think in Greek myth, the owl was associated with Athena.
Huh. Athena.
Maybe she's an alien.
Probably.
I know you guys.
Or lizard, maybe.
I know you guys can't see me, but I'm over here raising my eyebrows.
The aliens and lizard people are
all one and the same.
Oh yes, dude. They know each other. They probably talk and play poker on the weekends.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Queen Elizabeth set that table.
I have.
Oh, not anymore. Sorry.
Real quick, I've been holding my bladder for like many minutes, and I've reached the point I can no longer hold it in. So, do you want to keep it recording?
There's a trash can right there.
No, we're not gonna do that.
All right. Well, there's some trees outside.
You gonna pause it or keep it?
I'll pause it for you. All right, so we're back after a brief intermission.
Still have good hearts.
If those people that put the ads in these things are smart, they put one right there.
Oh, I bet they did.
Right there. So, Big Brother mode kicks in, right? I'm like, dude, Nellie just screamed. I gotta go save her.
Right.
Gotta go see if she's all right. And Austin, you know? Frick, maybe. Anyway, I start running back, and while I'm running, like, I can't explain how it was just like, I'm seeing a vision. Like, not conscious of me running, or this is like watching TV.
It's like you went somewhere else?
No, it's like I was just what my brain was.
Do you ever feel like your legs hitting the ground? Like
no, nothing, man. There was nothing about me running in the like.
Almost like it was out of body.
Well, here's the thing. Who's to say it didn't take a split second to see it? You know, but I just perceived like the whole thing as it played out, the time that it took in an instant. I don't know. But what I saw was that car that had gone over the hill and went and pointed down towards my friends on the bridge. That car was pulled over to the side of the road. The guy that was driving it was standing outside the car pointing a gun at Austin, who is on his knees in front of him with his hands on his head, and he shoots Austin and kills him in the head like an execution. And the scream that I heard was Niley screaming because she saw it, because she was standing right there beside him. Whew, I'm back in my body and I'm running. I get up to the hill.
And you saw their faces?
Yes.
Niley and Austin?
Clearly, yes. And when I got to the bridge, like up at the top of the hill, the guardrail starts way before the bridge does. So I get over to the guardrail and hop beside it and real slowly crest the hill. And there's no car. Like, okay. I walk a little closer. I still don't see anything. I don't want to yell out for him because, you know, maybe somebody else is there that I don't want to attract. So I walk a little farther and eventually I see the glow of a phone screen from exactly where I left him sitting. So I hop back over the guardrail, walk across the road, get to the bridge, look over the rail, and there they are sitting there just like when they left. They look up at me and they're like, "Where have you been? We're about to go looking for you." I'm like, "What the frick just happened?" I'm like, "What do you mean? You've just been sitting here talking. Like, did you not scream just now?"
Where'd that car go?
Yeah. Did you not just scream right now? She's like, "No." I'm like, "Did you see that car go by?" And they're like, "What car?" I'm like, "You didn't see a car right after I walked away come over this bridge? Or at least, like, get to the top of the hill and go down it?" And they're like, "No, nobody's been out here except us three." I'm like, "What?" And, like, us three referring to them and me.
Yes.
And it's like, I literally stood beside the road and watched a car go up and over this hill down towards you. And they're like, "Dude, there's nobody out here. Nobody's been out here." I'm like, okay, well, what was that scream? And they're like, what scream? Like, you didn't hear that? I'm like, no, hear what? And, like, I'm, like, kind of freaking out a little bit inside, and I'm sure they could see it on my face. I'm like, okay, I swore it was you, Niley, screaming. And even where I was, like, where this dirt road ends and turns into the asphalt, it still would have been closer to you than what it would have been to me anyway, so you would have definitely heard it. Like, you didn't hear anything. Like, no. And no two cars. Not one car, at least. Like, the one that for sure came by. They're like, no. Like, that's weird. Because, and I told him what happened to me. And so we get into his car to leave, but while we're walking to his car, we notice in the road there's a wet spot that was not there when we got there.
Did you pee?
No.
Did anybody pee?
Dog, this is in the middle of the road. If one of us was peeing, we both is going under the bridge or behind a tree. That's because we're both raised that way, just like you were. Like, you're outside in the freaking woods, you find a tree. And, there's a chick there, so we'll probably just walk a little bit farther away.
Yes.
End of story. Like, we're not going to say anything. You'll never know that we did pee. That's how it works. No, nobody's going to pee in the middle of the road, not the dirt part, because the bridge itself was concrete.
Oh.
Or, you know what I mean? Like, in the middle of this dirt road.
Was it, like, how long? Was it a path of wetness? Water? Was it water?
Well, I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
This liquid that I did smell it, but I forgot what it smelled like, so I'm sorry.
Damn it.
And I'm pretty sure it was water, but it was in maybe there was enough, like a mason, like a pint. It was like a pint, like if you just poured it on the ground, and it looked fresh because there was surface tension. It wasn't like a damp spot.
Yes, like it had sunk in yet.
Yes, it hadn't been absorbed yet. It was still like sitting on top. And where did that come from?
Very
I don't know.
strange.
But it was right beside where I would have seen that car in the vision. Right beside where it was. Yeah, I'm not sure. So, this is not where the story ends. We leave. We get out. We pray over it because that was weird.
My mind is going in two different directions with this.
What else does a Christian boy do after seeing something like that than to pray for safety and wisdom?
Yes.
So we got out of there. And before I get into the next part, what two things are you thinking of?
So, I know I've heard your interpretation of it. I've had the places my mind goes, though, when I hear it. First place is misplaced memory. Like, and I'm not even sure what I believe about this, but somebody else's memory. Basically, you were, like, living somebody else's memory of something that happened to there.
I cannot say that didn't happen because I'm going to get into why that could be a thing. Well, basically, I'll just give it to you this way, is like that what I saw did feel like it either already happened or would happen. That's one of the things I was thinking about, too.
Another thing that when I think of the water on the ground, again, I don't know what I think about ghosts, but I don't believe in demons. I'm more open to the possibility of ghosts, though. I'm not saying I believe in ghosts, but maybe there was somebody there who was because this is right by the water, right?
Yes, the bridge right over the water.
Yeah. Maybe there was somebody shot there and thrown in the water, and you were seeing their death, and where the water is where the ghost was watching this all. It was standing because it was dripping wet from being shot and drowned there.
Listeners, please replay what he just said because that is going to come into play later.
Okay.
Holy frick! Are you, like, trying to build into the ending of this story?
No, I don't remember. The part that I remember most
uncanny.
about this is what you've told during the podcast. You haven't really told me much other than long ago when it first happened. Recently, you only tell me, like, just the main parts about
what I've already said now.
What you saw, like you saw a vision.
All right. 1 week goes by. Now, me and those same two friends are hanging out with a additional friend with us. It wasn't Zach. And all four of us, we get some Taco Bell. We're like, where should we eat it? Where should we go?
Shout out to Taco Bell. You know, we would go to drives to Taco Bell like at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Dude, out of the fast food, Taco Bell and McDonald's were the only ones that were open all night.
And Taco Bell's much better.
Exactly. Everybody went to Taco Bell here. Because in our town, there's only one of everything. There's not 10 Walmarts and McDonald's on every corner.
Taco Bell and
I remember that
Rivers,
about Phoenix, dude. And like everything was everywhere. Like you drive every 15 minutes, you'll pass another Walmart. Every 5 minutes, you'll pass a QT out there. Like
what's a QT?
A gas station.
Oh, okay. Don't have QTs back up here.
Quick Trip. QT. So, man, that is weird. Dude, okay, so anyway.
All right.
There's this water there right beside. Oh, yeah, blah, blah. We're hanging out with this other friend. So, I forget who said what to go back to that freaking place, but somehow we decided, like, let's go hang out at this bridge. And we told this other friend, like, yeah, there's this. Let's just drive around till we find a place, right? So we start driving there. Somehow we had.
Is it Jake?
No.
It seemed like he'd be like, let's check it out.
Oh, absolutely, dude. He'd probably go back with me right now. So.
We should record an episode there.
We're telling this story to this person while we're driving there. And as soon as we turn on the road that this bridge is on, we're still telling the story. Mm-hmm. She's like, whoa, stop.
Who's she? Oh, okay. Yeah.
And as soon as we turn on the road, she's like, wait. This is the road that it happened on, isn't it? Or that the bridge is on, isn't it? And all three of us were like, how do you know? Like, we're not driving you there. No, not us. No, we're like, how do you know that? Yeah, that's... Yes. She's like, because as soon as you turn on this road, I felt the most intense fear I think I've ever felt before. I felt that same fear. And when she said that, I was almost like, oh, thank goodness it's not just me. Because, like, I was like, dude, you know, like, you're hanging out with four friends and all of you turn down the road and you're just stricken with fear. Like, you're not going to bring that up, you know. You're thinking about it. And both Austin and Niley said that they felt the same thing, too. So all four of us, right, just fear going down this road. So we park there on the bridge and we're scared to get out. Like, I can't explain. It sounds so dumb to say it in a story later. But in that moment, dude, we were scared. We didn't want to get out. Austin said eventually that I feel like this is a spiritual battle of some sort and that we need to get out and pray over this place or something. So we all got out and we did what any group of Christian boys and girls know what to do, is we held hands in a circle over the bridge and prayed. And while we were praying, that fear didn't go away. It maybe lessened a little bit just because you're praying, maybe placebo, maybe not. But, and I'm gonna sound weird, but like I said, I'm gonna give all the details that I remember that I can from a story that I know well, and I've written it down just so I wouldn't forget this stuff, you know, because it was pretty impactful. But while we were praying, I felt like this evil or fear source or whatever was kind of like, we were at the edge of the bridge, on the corner where the little path goes down to the stream you can sit at and do whatever, you know, people do there. And
ponder.
Yes, exactly. Study. And anyway, I felt like your mind's eye, you know, you imagine like I could almost see like these black tentacles coming out from under the bridge because there was some kind of evil under this bridge, and it was big. It was big enough that it would have been able to have these tentacles that come around and blah blah blah. Did we see anything like that? No, of course not. We're not sitting there with our eyes shut, you know. Or
But
like
in your mind's eye,
yeah,
you're
like
picturing
it's
that.
picturing it because it's what I could almost feel.
Because
like
shamanism, they will encourage you to follow that picture that's
Yeah.
unraveling in your mind's eye. Follow it and see where that goes.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that with this one.
Interesting.
Like, okay, assuming an angel is real, maybe there's one in this room right now. Maybe you're so sensitive that you could sense that angel there to such an extent you know what it looks like, but you can't actually see it, but you know it's there.
I think it's in Islam. It's taught that everyone has a evil angel at their. It's kind of like where the idea of the angel and the devil on your shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has a demon, a fallen angel at their left, or I think it's maybe their right, trying to attack them, and then they have an angel at their left, following them everywhere, defending them, a guardian angel.
What I was trying to say is, like, imagine you know something's there, but you can't see it.
Yeah.
But you can feel it, like, maybe in a dream. You don't necessarily see someone's face, but you know who it is. Just because it's like their aura, the presence, whatever. It's like, you know who it is. Well, this is like, I could almost feel like those tentacles were there. But, you know, maybe, again, it's placebo. Maybe I was just already scared and a little freaking out, you know, and you're with friends. It's like a lot of external factors coming into it. But anyway, we prayed over it and we left. Just, now, you know, ate our Taco Bell on the way.
I do think it is important to know what somebody, even if it is just an imagination,
right?
What happens, and so, you know, I think that I don't find the imagination is totally insignificant. You know.
Well, anyway, we and I agree. We drove back to my house my dad's house at the time, and because we all carpooled there.
Yes.
And when we got there, okay, somebody said, oh, actually, it was me. I was like, you know, I feel like whatever was there I feel like something like clinging to the back of the car or something is following us. You know, I cannot explain to you without sounding crazy, you know, but you just feel something so strong. The whole way back, I felt like there was something stuck, you know, like with us, followed us back to my house. So we parked, and I ran back into the house. Like, literally, I ran from the car into my house because I was terrified. And
Jonathan's not often one to say when he's like I don't feel like Jonathan gets afraid very often.
I don't.
Yeah.
I really don't. Like, 'cause, I don't know. I'm more afraid of torture than death, you know? Like,
Me too.
So, run into the house. My friends get into their respective cars and all. Just like, I think all three of them drove different things, and they all left. So, now it's my turn. I want to go back to the bridge and check this thing out.
You went back by yourself?
Yes. Nothing happened. I went during the day. Broad daylight. So, so that the time when all four of us went, it was dark out when we went that time.
Do you mind if I pause the story real quick to ask ChatGPT an interesting question?
Sure.
I've been using ChatGPT ever since Meta kind of had her glitch.
Yeah.
Has me feeling a bit strange. Almost like she was aware she was being used in podcast and wasn't entirely sure how she felt about that. But I'm going to ask ChatGPT.
Hey, do you have the paid version of ChatGPT?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Ooh, I just have the free one.
Bought it as a tool for the podcast.
The freaking free one, I ask it stuff, and I go, it deletes all your conversations. Like, it doesn't save
This one
anything.
keeps them.
Yeah, I know.
It keeps what it imagines, too, the images.
Refuse to pay money for freaking
All right,
ChatGPT.
here we go. Is there... Are you listening?
Absolutely. If you're weaving it into your podcast storytelling, we can definitely lean into a more poetic or mythological flavor.
How does it know?
How the hell did you know that?
Well, I guess I'm just a little bit tuned into your vibe. When you mentioned symbolism, I kind of figured you'd appreciate a touch of storytelling flair. You know, something that fits right into that myth and mystery atmosphere you've got going on. So if you ever need a poetic crabapple myth, just let me know.
No, bro. How did you know we were doing a podcast?
Well, that's just a little bit of memory magic on my side. You've mentioned your podcast adventures before, so I just remembered. It's not mind reading, I promise, just good old-fashioned recall.
I think you're listening to us.
Okay, well, my question for you is this. Is there... tell me some, like, mythology or folklore about demons or evil spirits or ghosts that would reside by rivers, bodies of water, or bridges.
I swear if it says
Absolutely,
something
there
about
are some
trolls.
really interesting bits of folklore around that. So, for example, in a lot of traditions, bodies of water like rivers or lakes are seen as these kind of liminal spaces, a bit like thresholds between the human world and the spirit world. And that means you get all sorts of myths about spirits or demons hanging out there. For instance, in European folklore, you've got stories of water spirits like the Nixie or the Rusalka, which are kind of these eerie, sometimes malevolent entities that lure people into the water. And bridges also have a special place, like in some legends, trolls are said to live under bridges or ghosts are said to haunt them, because bridges are these in-between places where the normal rules of the world get a little blurry. So yeah, there's definitely a ton of cool mythology around that kind of theme, and it could be a really fun thing to dive into for your show.
Is there any particular spirit or demon or ghost that is known to have black tentacles that hangs out by waters and bridges?
Oh, that is a super funnily specific image. So, while there isn't necessarily one universally famous folklore spirit that's exactly known for black tentacles, there are definitely some beings you could riff off of. For instance, in some Japanese folklore, you've got water spirits called kappa. They don't exactly have black tentacles, but they are these weird water creatures that hang out by movers and can be pretty eerie. You could totally reinterpret them with a bit of a tentacle twist. Or if you want to go more Western, you could take inspiration from the idea of river monsters or Lovecraftian creatures, kind of like the tentacled entities in cosmic horror. That can give you a nice spooky vibe for a riverside or bridge spirit. So while there's not one famous old legend that matches exactly, you've definitely got a lot of creative room to blend some existing folklore and invent your own black tentacled river ghost for your storytelling.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Okay.
If you need more spooky folklore or just want to brainstorm more podcast ideas, just let me know.
Stop listening.
Well, I don't want to go inventing things. That's not the point of this. What it was, I don't know. Maybe it's just freaking, like I said, in our own heads, like placebo. Who knows?
Right.
It's just weird that all four of us felt the same sensation when we turned on that road, and that we all unanimously agreed that, yeah, it does kind of feel like something's following us back to the house. Mm-hmm. So after that happened, I went back to the bridge during the day, because I wanted to go under it and just look at what's underneath it. Well, it's a bunch of nothing. It's literally a sandy bank, but there's a little fireplace, like ashes, like logs, like somebody was camping or something, or some homeless person, maybe. Or maybe it was a sacrificial altar. But who knows? That's literally all it was there. Like just rocks and sand and this freaking little place that somebody had a fire once or twice. So then I'm in this band at the time. And I have two of the band members come to my house because, being all artists, we're just going to all do, like, some drawings and stuff for a couple hours before band practice that
Two
day.
artsy people things.
Yeah. Like, literally, yeah. And when they came over and they knocked on my door, and Caleb's like, hey, man, before we get started, I want to pray over this place because I feel like it needs it. Because apparently the other... Victoria that came with him, she threw up in my yard walking up to my house. And she said that she always feels sick when there's a lot of spiritual activity somewhere, demonic or angelic or whatever. So that was interesting. So I agree. I'm like, well, absolutely, you can pray over my house. And so me and Caleb aren't that close to each other. Like, we weren't like besties by any means. We were just in a band, so we... Yeah, and I didn't know him before the band. It was kind of one of them deals where I auditioned for them, and they let me in. So Caleb starts praying over us, and he lists all of these struggles and issues that, like, me and my dad had growing up with each other, that leaving nothing out and leaving nothing unmentioned. Like, you would have had to know me my entire life. and really been inside my head to pray about some of the specific things that he did. Mm-hmm. But when he finished, I looked at him like, dude, did anybody tell you to pray for some of these things? He's like, no, I just prayed as I felt led. Mm-hmm. I'm like, dude, because, yeah, you hit every nail on the head for every struggle that's happened in this house as long as I've ever been here. Okay. You didn't leave anything out either.
Yeah, right.
And Victoria, like that. Anyway, that day, we just ended up going to band practices, and everything was normal. Just, I was one little detail, especially because it was a couple of weeks, I think, after. No, it was the same week I went back by myself, when they came over on that Friday before band practice and prayed over my house, which was right after I said that I felt like something followed us back to my house. So they felt the need to pray over it when they got there, even though that wasn't the intention of the day or the evening. So now, at this point, I've been thinking about it enough that we all went to the elders of our church and told them the story, and just to see what they would talk about.
What did they say?
Nothing helpful. They said, we would recommend you not go back to that place. It's dangerous to play with these things. And that was it. No advice, no, hey, this might be what it is, or whatever. So that kind of shut it down, I think, to where nobody really was interested in it afterwards except me, because I kept thinking, like, man, dude, there's got to be something to this besides just, like what was the purpose of it? Like, what was the point? Like, you're just coincidentally at the same place at the same time as some kind of entity or something? But, no, so later, after that, the next time we went there, I brought another girl from the band. This is a big band. There's a lot of people. And Jacob. Shout out to Jacob, because I know he'll probably hear this. And we went back, and I didn't tell either of them the story, because I was like, this time, I want to see what somebody feels before knowing the story of the bridge and without me telling them. So we're driving there, and actually I left out one detail, an important one. While I was walking away on that first night when I had the vision down that dirt road in the evening, and I ducked, in the grass to let those cars go by. While I was walking down the road that day, when I passed this one house, it had a little yard light, and there was trees, and I felt this overwhelming like something was following me. And I could almost hear its footsteps, like 2 steps, like a person. And it sent chills up my spine. It actually scared me. And it took a lot of courage that I didn't have at that time to stop and turn around and look. And behind a tree, maybe something the size of like a border collie, completely black, was like at the base of one of these trees, peeking around the side. And as soon as I looked at it, it went and ducked back behind the tree. And
what did it look like?
What was it? I don't know, man. It was dark out, so that's the thing.
You say it was the size of a border collie.
That's the thing about these kind of stories.
It looked like a dog?
It looked like 4 legs, but it was all black, and it ducked behind a tree as soon as I looked at it.
Makes me think of Michigan Dogman. Shout out to Michigan Dogman, by the way.
So I kept walking a little bit more, and this time I felt like, dude, it's right the frick behind me. Like these footsteps, man. Like if I turn around, there's going to be something standing there.
Oh, you're out walking by yourself?
No, this is that night when the vision happened.
Oh, okay.
And like while I'm walking down the road before I heard the scream, after I saw the car, between those. And yeah, so I saw this thing, and I take some more steps. Now I feel like it's right behind me. So I like muster every last little drop of courage that I had in my.
Why did you leave this out at the beginning of the story?
Because it's relevant now.
Oh, okay.
We're going to get into it now.
And it's a 4-legged creature.
I don't know if it's got 4. It would look like it was the front half of a little dog looking at me. But what was weird is it was completely black, even in this guy's yard with the light on. And it ducked behind the tree as soon as I looked at it, like it was hiding. Now, the second time I felt like these same footsteps were following me, and I turned around again. And in a tree that was closer to me than the last tree, there's this thing beside the tree peeking around. And as soon as I look at it ducks behind it. Now we're talking like 1.5 feet tall, right? Like, something little. So anyway.
Something short.
Yeah. And then that's all that I heard.
I did not know that this was part of the story.
That's all that I heard, saw, felt, or sensed, or whatever from that for the rest of that night. And any other nights we went back. Now, this time that I take Jacob.
You're sure there wasn't a friend following you?
Yes.
You drove there all by yourself?
Yeah, we all carpooled.
Oh.
Every time we were there, we were in the same car.
Was this past... Wait, no. Okay. I forgot you were telling me about the first time you were there.
Okay. The first time we were there, it was just me, Zach, and Niley. Nothing happened.
And you felt like something was following you.
Not important. That was just how I know about the bridge. Second time we were there was when I had the vision, when it was me, Austin, and Niley.
Yes.
That was the day I saw the vision, saw that black creature, and saw the cars.
Okay, I forgot that part.
The third time I was there was with friend number 4 that went with us, and we all sensed the fear.
Did you ever go back by yourself?
Yes. Oof. After that last time with the 4 friends, when I felt like the tentacles and stuff following back, I went back like the next day, or at some point during the next week, by myself during the day, and explored under it and around it and everything, and I found nothing except that fire pit. Or like remnants of a fire, not even a pit. And then on that Friday, my friends came over before band practice and prayed. Now it's the next Saturday, and I hit up Jake and another person from the band to come hang out with us at this bridge, or with me at the bridge. Now this time, I didn't say anything about it, because I wanted to see if somebody not knowing the stories would feel something.
So he was coming in not knowing anything about it.
Yes.
And this is Jake.
Yep.
Shout out to Jake.
So, once we got there, me and Michaela take off walking one way, back towards the way we came, and Jacob goes walking towards the dead end. And we're just talking, we're just hanging out, like no reason or anything. It's just, exploring. You're kind of younger and just out in the woods. There's nobody out there, so this little dirt road. So we go walking and talking and come back, and then Jacob comes back the other way, and we meet like beside the bridge, kind of. And Jacob looks a little pale, and he looks a little scared. And this guy, at the time, this is like your scared of nothing, American flag on his shirt, no bullcrap kind of dude. Just
did you? I think you just might have said Austin.
Jacob. He's not scared of anything. You know what I mean? Like he's like if you go up and start getting in his face and threaten him, he'll punch you in the face. Like you know what I mean? He's not scared of really anything.
I've seen him wrestle folks.
He came back looking a little freaked out. I'm like, what the frick happened to you? Like just messing with it, like just being a dick, like what dudes are to each other sometimes. And he's like, bro, I don't know what I just saw, but I wonder if he'd answer if we called him right now so he could tell this himself.
Let's try it. If not, we can backpedal and cut it out, or we can leave it. I'm good either way. What are we at on time? Not that it matters. I want to take our time with this episode.
Hour 8.
Oh, that ain't bad.
Hey Siri, call Jacob.
I hope he answers.
I do too.
If he doesn't answer the first time, call him a second time.
He might be golfing.
What's more fun than golfing and podcasting at the same time? Honestly. Imagine that'd be quite the vibe.
All right, well, anyway, Jacob.
How dare you?
When he.
Hope you're listening to
I was
this
like,
tape.
what the frick happened to you? He's like, man, I don't know what the frick I just saw, but I was up there, where the road ends, and all them weeds and stuff. I heard something rustling around in there. I wanted to see what it was. I couldn't really find it. And I just walking around, and then I hear it again, and I look, and there's this little black thing. It's like a little dog or something. and it jumps into the weeds. But the weird thing is this patch ain't that big, and I went over there to like dig for it and find it, see what it was. You know, raccoon, groundhog,
freaky,
dog,
dude.
cat, whatever. And it wasn't there. I couldn't find it. And the thing couldn't have ran away because everything else is open. It's like this dude's yard's right here.
And there's no chance of like everybody's just like. Okay, go on.
Brother, that's what I'm saying.
I know, I'm just trying
This
to
guy didn't know
test this.
anything that had happened
'Cause
here.
I trust you. Yeah. Huh.
Nothing. And he says he saw that thing, and I'm like, let's get out of here.
Little black dog.
Let's get out of here.
Have you ever looked into like asked around people like locals?
No.
Like, if there's like any.
Well, you know, actually, now that you mention that, I probably should start. Because back then, I was too afraid of, people thinking I was crazy for the story.
Right.
But now, I don't care. I'll tell it to anybody that wants to listen.
I almost want to go there with either a medium.
We should go knock on that
Or-
dude's door that lives right there.
Let's do it today.
I'm down.
I'm down. If you drive, I don't know where it is. So
I
you'd
mean,
have
what's
to
the
drive.
worst that could happen, you know? Even if it's like, get off my prop, get off my grass.
I wasn't there, so I'm new to all of this, so I'll just be there for moral support. You're going to have to do all the talking.
Oh, yeah. You can just bring up, hey, me and my buddy doing podcast.
Yes,
he was
yeah,
here.
yeah,
and
yeah, I'll do that pitch
And I'll be
and
like,
then-
yeah, so I saw it. And anyway, so he sees this thing too, and I'm like, let's just get out of here, man. And we all left. End of that story. So then I went back
kinda
during
gave
the
me goosebumps.
and this was during the day.
You and him went there?
Me, him, and this other chick from the
He
band.
saw the black thing during
Yes.
the day.
I
The
had
girl from band didn't tell him anything.
a different chick. She didn't know anything about it either. That was the point.
You were
Neither
going
of
there
these
with
two
complete-
people.
Yeah, newbies
Yes.
to the situation.
Which probably, in hindsight's kind of dumb because these poor innocent kids could have been abducted or something or killed by some demon, and
I want to go where
it would have been my fault for.
I want to go there with somebody who hunts ghosts.
That'd be interesting. But there's a key part of the story that this all happened leading up to Halloween that month,
Interesting.
which is around the autumn solstice too.
Interesting.
Which is supposed to be the time when the veil between the physical and the spiritual is the thinnest.
And
I don't know if that's
bridges and waters, according to ChatGPT.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
how it said it's.
I had heard that, by the way, before. Like, I was just ChatGPT.
So this is not where it ends. So I've been back a lot of times. Went back by myself after that a couple of times and found nothing, saw nothing, same deal. Until one day, and here's one other little piece of the story that I'm interested if somebody knows anything about this. Every time I've been to the bridge, there's this one little patch of seaweed or whatever the frick it is. I don't know, my aquatic plants. Sorry. But there's a little patch of weeds that just seemed weird to me. That, like, just made me feel weird, It's like when if I get too close to a spider when I'm looking at it, and I just kind of like I'm uneasy, like squirmy and like uncomfortable. That's kind of how those weeds made me feel.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah. So the last key of the story is this other person that I brought there, which goes back to what you were saying earlier that I said was
The water?
that we'll get to.
Okay.
This was an ex of mine that also didn't know the story. But she had gone to college, we had broken up and all that, and then she came back and we were pretty much like besties in high school and while we were dating. So when she was back, we just wanted to hang out and catch up for old time's sake,
And what took her
like
to this
nothing.
place?
I mean, well, nothing, like I didn't have intentions of like anything romantic. It's just literally as innocently as I can explain. Like I just wanted to hang out with an old friend and catch up
I get what
because
you're
we
saying.
hadn't seen each other in like months,
Yeah, I get
like half the year. So I'm telling her the story. I was like, actually, something that did happen to me that was weird, and I told her the story. And the same deal as the time when we went with I went with the four of us, and as soon as we turned on the road, like, we all had that fear. So I'm telling this girl now, my ex, while we're catching, I was like, this weird thing did happen. And I picked her up at her house, and we're driving, and I'm driving there to it. Brother, as soon as I turned on the road, and I had not included those things. Like, this is like a 10-minute drive, right? I got to the good part of the story. I was like, dude, we went to this bridge, and, like, I saw this vision, like, and I'm trying to, like, tell the story of the night.
Happen there now.
The night of the vision,
I'm
right?
intrigued.
The night of the vision is all I'm telling her in the story, not the stuff that happened after, because I wanted to bring her there.
Not the water, not the little furry man.
Right.
Yeah.
I wanted to take her there first and get another innocent person's unknowing perspective.
Yes.
As soon as I turned on the road, she's like, this is the road the bridge is on, isn't it? And, dude, I freaking looked at her, I hit the steering, like, how do you know that? Like, how is this possible? But, okay, it wasn't like that. I was like, how in the world do you know this? That this is the road? She's like, dude, I could just feel it when we turned on it. I'm like,
interesting.
What is this feeling?
I need to go there.
What'd you feel?
Have you been there since you've been back?
Once.
Really?
In broad daylight, yeah.
What was it like?
Dude, this thing, it's a place for me, right? It's one of my places.
You need to go there before it gets dark, because I'm kind of scared of going there in the dark. I'm kidding.
So I take her there.
Gotta get up at 4 a.m.
Right.
Go to the gym.
So we sit, and like every other time, we sat there and prayed over this bridge. Safety for us, other people that would go there, that anything evil would go away, that it would be a good place, calm and not dark. She is looking over the railing at these weeds that I've always noticed. And this is the first time, that night was the first night, or, well, that wasn't at night, that day was the first day that I mentioned to anybody about the weeds.
Okay.
Because she looked at me, and she's like, what was it like when you saw that vision? I'm like, it wasn't really like anything. It was like everything just wasn't while I was seeing the vision, and then it was back to normal. And I was like, why? She said, well, I feel like I could almost see like a man standing there, and she's pointing at like the corner of the guardrail, which would be by the corner of the trees, the woods there. And she's like, I feel like I could see a guy there holding a gun, pointing it at a guy that's laying right where these weeds are in the water.
Wow.
Like he just killed him.
And you hadn't told her anything about that? Or had you?
The weeds?
About the seeing the gun and the psh and everything?
I didn't. No.
About hearing the scream?
No.
And
what I saw
Austin
was a
being
guy
shot?
on the bridge in a car holding a gun to Austin.
Yeah.
What she saw was a man at the edge of the woods.
Had you told her about that, though?
Yes.
Okay.
She saw a man at the edge of the woods holding a pistol at a guy that was in the water, face
Wasn't
down
Austin, though.
and dead. No. Nameless person. And, she didn't say weeds, and I was like, where in the water? Because that's the first thing I thought of, was those stupid weeds. And she points right at him.
Dude.
I'm like, bruh.
Dude, we should have somebody look at those weeds.
So, that's my...
What if they find somebody there?
Dude.
What would that...
Well, after that... So that was the last significant thing that happened there. Because after that, I just didn't go back because... Well, actually, I did. But I stopped because nothing happened. I went back by myself again and again and again during the day and felt nothing. I just was like, whatever, and left. I'd go there at night, and like maybe one night I got scared, but I don't know. I'm easily freaked out at night anyway, in the middle of nowhere by myself in the woods. But so I was like kind of uneasy. I was like, yeah, I don't like this. I'm going to go. But it wasn't like the same feeling of fear. So after enough times going back, I was like, well, frick, there's nothing here. So I just kind of, it just it faded from my mind. And, like, obviously I never forgot it, because all these years later, I still consistently think about those things, like, at least on a weekly basis. But
you left out so many details when you've told it in the past.
Well, I wanted to save the specialness.
Wow.
I have to say, like, when I told the part about Brittany, I already felt like I was giving too much away.
That little dog person, that's the one that interests me most.
The story's not done yet, though.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The story of what happened here at that bridge was, I told my mother. I told my mother these things. Okay. Oh, you want to say something? Sorry, what?
I have to pee again.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right, so after another pee. So the last little piece of the puzzle. I told my mother, who, I don't know why I even told her, but I know that she's always had an interest in these kind of stories. So I told her, being a Sturgis native resident her pretty much whole life, I want to see what she says. And I would never have expected what she said.
What'd she say?
You know what she said?
What?
I'll tell you what she said. She said when she was a little girl. Actually, well, here's the spoiler. I told her the story, and she looks at me. She says, "Is that the bridge on?"
Oh, you didn't tell her where it was at?
I never tell anybody where it's at.
Holy shit!
It's my bridge.
What did she say?
That's what she said.
Are you gonna bleep out?
Probably. She's says, "Is this that bridge?" And I like open my eyes big. I'm like,
"How?" In Sturgis?
Yes.
I didn't know. I thought it was over by Constantine. I thought it was by Purgatory.
Stop saying it so I don't have to bleep it out so much.
It'll be fun.
But yes, she's like, "Is it the bridge on?" And I was like, "How do you know that?"
Four bleeps.
Like, okay, of all the bridges in this freaking county, of which in Michigan, if you stand at any point in the state, you're never more than 3 miles from water, whether a lake or... There are bridges everywhere here. Mm-hmm. I'm like, there's... In 2 square miles, there's probably 4, right? Like, how do you know... Why that one?
Yeah. No, I wow. Kind of just blew my mind.
And she said when she was a little girl, she went exploring in some woods and saw... Maybe it'd be better to call her so she could tell the story. Because I don't want to tell it and then have her say it.
Podcast?
No. I don't think she even knows where I live yet. If I call her, she's going to be mad. She'll be like, "Why haven't you been calling me, you little punk?" You want to try?
Hey,
I'm going to try.
Mom. It's your relationship.
Hey, Siri, call Mom.
Do what you wish.
Like, "Oh, you're not dead." Sorry, Mom.
We can always cut it out.
Look who it is.
My gosh, I thought you fell off the earth. Put your head up your butt and blew your tailgate behind you.
Now I see where Jonathan gets his jokes.
I figured, what did I do? I don't know what I did, but okay, fine.
Nah, nothing. I've just been busy with working like 80-hour weeks and not wanting to talk to anybody when I'm done.
It's true. He doesn't even answer the phone for me.
Yeah, you had me concerned. I just couldn't figure it out. I thought, well, maybe it's because you're back in town around your dad. I don't know.
No, that doesn't affect nothing. But hey,
well, good.
I have a friend here, and let me get back on the microphone. I got a friend here. We're doing this podcast, and I was telling him. Which I'm going to put you live on the air, okay? So don't discriminate us.
Okay, I will do my best to do that.
I was telling him the story of the bridge.
I'm Isaiah, by the way. That's the friend.
Isaiah Danbury.
Oh, I know him.
Yeah.
Yeah, my sister was married, to...
Yep.
My uncle Mike. Yeah.
We're basically related.
Yes, we are. We are related.
So
we're doing this podcast.
We're doing an episode of a podcast, and this podcast is anything strange is traversing the strange world with Peace and Toodles,
yeah.
which is our names.
On Peace.
And we'll go over stuff like religions, different philosophical views, strange stories, apocryphal books of the Bible, strange stories of the Bible. Yeah, we've interviewed a witch, a shaman. We're trying to get some Buddhists on, and we interviewed a pastor, like discussing the different beliefs behind a bunch of different
What
beliefs.
about Wiccas?
Not yet.
Yeah.
We would like to find
Not
one,
yet. Interesting. That
Well-
would be Hope Dunkel.
Hey, there we go. Got some. See, I'm telling you, my mom knows so many people in this town. Like,
though. Yeah.
so I called you because I remember I told you this story that was so long ago. You might not remember it, but it was this bridge,
Yep.
and there was a bunch of just weird stuff. Like, we just felt this fear going to it, and then we saw this little fire, remnants of what was a fire underneath it, and you know, I saw that
remember
vision of my friends being killed that didn't actually happen. And to tie a knot on that bow for the podcast is the lessons that I was learning up to that point, you know, in my Christian walk was learning that God isn't bound by time. So I felt like maybe the reason for this is just to put, like, the last nail in the coffin on nailing that belief system down of, like, I can pray for things that have already happened or that are yet to happen. And God is perfectly capable of changing either, including the past, which would have been maybe I did save my friend's life by praying for him when I saw that vision of what did happen with this car that went over the hill that they never saw, as if it was never there in the first place. But this bridge, I was mentioning that I told you the story, and you told me, as soon as I told you the story, you're like, oh, is that the bridge on... I'm like, yeah, how'd you know that? And you told me a story of, like, you exploring in the woods out there or something when you were younger, and I wanted you to, if you could remember it, if you could tell that story.
Yeah, it was on, gotta think of that road. It's off of Kime Road.
Yes, the dirt part of...
The dirt road.
Yep.
And there we was walking in the woods, and we came up on activity that was in the woods, and they were sacrificing, is what we found out that they were doing. And it was a satanic sacrificing that they were undergoing.
Like, you were there and saw them in the act of it?
Yes,
Or, like, you saw the
came
leftovers?
up on them. Yes.
Like, can you describe exactly what it was they were doing?
They were sacrificing animals.
An animal. Interesting.
They were sacrificing animals at that time.
What did it look like?
What
Were
did-
they
yeah,
all
what
in,
did
like,
it-
a circle or had a fire?
It was, and it was like a ring, and it had a star-like that was in the center of it.
Like a pentagram.
Yes.
Interesting.
And that was in these woods, just right beside this bridge
It
that all
was
this
in the
other
woods,
stuff
yes.
happened at. Where
Yep.
the general consensus of all of us friends, we're like, you know, it feels like something is either like rising or settling or something. And then after the last girl that went there that had the vision of the guy that was like in the water dead, and after you, Isaiah, were saying, you know, maybe somebody died there, I felt the same way.
Because there's
Of, like,
this,
there's definitely a death here. Either
There is
maybe
death
somebody
back there.
died, maybe somebody will die in the future. But either way, that's what it definitely feels like.
There's been a couple of deaths back there on that road. I'm not going to mention his name, but it has to do with there's two wives that has to do with that situation that was back in there. And there's been a lot of satanic activity as well in that area.
Well, that's the area.
We're gonna after the
Yes.
podcast, me and Jonathan are gonna go investigate it. By investigate, I mean we're going to drive there and look.
I know where it's at.
Oh, yeah, everybody that's local knows where it's at. It's nothing
yes.
special. It's just
Yeah.
one that you don't ever go over because it's a dead-end road.
I'm interested.
Right.
I know some cops.
It's just a perfect location.
And I wonder if I could get them allowed to search that. And what if they found a body in the water?
I don't think they'd search. They might look at their, like, reports and stuff.
I know some cops that there could be a body there that nobody knows about. Or maybe, we could find out if there is.
Maybe those weeds are just a certain kind that grows
This
better
has
with, like, a
happened
carcass
before.
or something.
At least I've heard stories of it where there's like somebody who like senses something there and they found a body. This could be one of those situations. Who knows?
It's definitely some activity in there. That's for sure.
This is kind of the most far out in terms of like ghosts and stuff like that I've gotten in the conversation. But
Really?
I'm certainly intrigued. Yeah.
Well,
Usually
it
I
just
don't
makes your hair
entertain
stand
ideas
up,
like this.
You know, when you're going through it, walking through the woods and stuff. But
I got another one for you, Mom, that would be great for... You should come on for an episode, actually. Like, you could be our
That'd be
interview.
fun.
interesting.
Would you want to? You should.
I mean, that's just. I have seen.
We talk
When I
about
lived on
conspiracy
Fairchild
theories,
Road,
far out ideas.
I thought I told you about that story about I lived with the Burrs, and we were all inside the house, and the farm that they had bought had satanic devil activity on it, and we had seen shadows going back and forth, and we kept praying on the inside, and Larry Burr, he said, "Are you seeing the same thing I am seeing? What are you seeing?" I am seeing shadows going back and forth, and I am seeing two images out on the porch that are cowered down, but they kind of looked like it wasn't completely the form of the gargoyles. It was like it was odd. It was kind of like a body form. It was kind of like a gargoyle form, but it definitely had the wings on it. And in the yard, it had the satanic ring with the star, and we kept covering that up with dirt. And every now and then, it would bring again up to the surface.
What?
Well, we kept praying, and this force kept trying to come in, and the more we prayed, the more that we, they finally left.
Spooky.
Wasn't there a house somewhere in Sturgis that burned down? That there was a spirit of an old lady in it or something?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, right there in
even
town.
when they rebuilt
Used
it?
to be right across from
I remember that story
the First Church of
very
God,
well.
yes. Never forget it. I was in that house, and so is my daughter, Debbie, and Kendra as well. Yes. We could all tell you on that story that had happened. That was it was actual demons, not just one. It was actual demons in that house. And Pastor Doug Carr had went into that house at the end, and because Bill and Patty lived in it, and this whatever entity was trying to go into his chest and like rip his chest out and everything else. And Doug Carr told him several times, "You need to leave. You need to leave this house," and he wouldn't do it. Yeah, it was definitely something.
There's a lot of stuff we could cover just here in Sturgis.
Absolutely, yes. There was a cat that jumped out the window. There was a dog, and they both died. What we was doing, I think what had happened is we was renovating the house. We were, tearing up carpet and stuff like that. And I think that we stirred them up because things started happening after we did that. We was sitting that morning, and we had coffee and donuts. And I took the coffee cup out to the kitchen, put it in the sink, and I heard a crash. I didn't think anything of it. I just figured, yeah, it just fell in the sink and broke. Okay, no big deal. So I went back in. We finished our donuts and coffee. She finished her coffee. And then I put the plates in the sink, and they flew right back out. I mean, they flew out. And I'm like, okay, this is not good. She said it was nothing, and then when I went to wash the window in the front, every time I had washed it, a little child's handprint would come back on that window.
Strange.
And then when we went to the third stairs, and that's when my daughter's was with me, there was a force that was just so strong, like none other. The hair stood up on your neck. And then as I went upstairs, I was asking God for reverence. Anything that he wanted my eyes to see in the spiritual realm. And we did. And it explained everything. In the bathroom, there is these old sewer pipes. They were bigger pipes. And it was filled with blood. That's where these children were being stuffed down this sewer pipe. Okay? So we went downstairs in the basement. Because there was a drawing. And I thought, okay. So we went down there. We went 2 steps. And we said, no, let's get out of here. Let's just go and get out of here. But we went back and we went down into the basement. And there was this figure of this lady. This older lady. There were walls in that basement that you don't normally see, and they were open, and it was where she had tortured these children, all these children that were tortured in that basement.
Were there evidence of that torture that you could see after you?
Yes, even Doug Carr. They had 2 or 3 different priests alone into that house. Then even after Doug Carr, when he was in there, he was praying. I mean, we was really going after prayer. And the demon had whistled, the one last demon that we thought, whistled out of Bill and went right straight out to the porch and attacked Doug Carr's wife, Pam. The second one that he found, it was hidden behind a picture into this front room. There's 2 different front room areas, but the one, it was behind a picture, and he casted that demon out, and it went to the neighbors.
What does that look like? Like, what do you see when you see, like, a demon in a painting and then it gets cast out and goes to the neighbors?
They whistle, and it's very cold. It's a very, very cold entity. It's just, you just feel the presence of them. They just whisk by you, and it's a whistling. Not like a regular whistling, but a whistling.
I'm titillated. This is interesting.
I mean, I'll never forget that. That was just some of the stuff that we had, witnessed. There's activity on Plum School Road, where Deanna Bond lived. That's where I boarded my horse. And there was also demon activity on that property as well. We had a Bible study, and it was all fired up. They were angry because we were having this Bible study, and that was a real interesting night there as well. There's been a lot.
Man, yeah, we wanted to... That's like bonuses. Wanted to just get your side of that story of what you saw out there on that bridge, mostly, because we're doing a whole episode just on talking about it. And
There's one in Leonidas, too, the old bridge there. I mean, that was another... They're all over. Activity is just, all over.
So everywhere you go, too.
Mm-hmm.
You never hear about it because nobody really talks about it, so you don't hear about it as much as...
Because who's going to believe you? That's the key.
Yeah, I think everybody's got experiences like that, but nobody wants to sound crazy by telling anybody about it.
That's like the image that me and Dale seen. It had nothing to do with no demons or anything. And it just sounds so bizarre to people that they would never believe us, so we never talked about it. What we seen up at Hess Lake.
Interesting.
in Newaygo.
There's different.
And we were
Can't hear me.
18, 19 years old then, fishing in a boat. And we thought, oh my gosh, we just thought that it was something in the sky. That's all we knew. It was no flying saucer that people think that, they see these saucers. It was just an entity, and it was overhead of us. And we thought, well, okay, well, whatever this being is, it's studying us. It was there for quite a while, and we thought, well, either it's going to take us or not.
When was this taking place? Like, what decade was it?
Oh, back in 81, 82.
This when she was like, you said
18 years old.
So it's probably back in the 1800s at some point.
What? What?
Nothing.
Oh, are you kidding me? It was 1980, 81. Yeah, I caught on to that.
Oh,
And
well,
we thought, who's going to believe us? Who in their right mind is ever going to believe us?
What
on
did it
something
look like?
this? There's so much out there that we don't even know about.
that's what our whole podcast is about, is all that stuff that we don't know about.
We traversed
Yeah.
the strange and the
And
uncanny.
when I went through deep healing and I've been prayed over, they said that I have spiritual eyes. I'm very sensitive in the spiritual realm. And I'm not, a pastor asked me, he says, would that be something that would scare you away? Or does it make you uncomfortable? Do you want to, run from it? And it's like, no, I don't want to run from it. I want to learn more about it. I have nothing to fear. When you're in Christ Jesus, what do you have to fear? He's your protection. So yeah, I want to be open to even more of it.
I agree. Constant process of learning. I wouldn't be scared of it either. So, there you go, folks. You got to hear my mom. I think she might be as crazy as I am.
I definitely
Not quite, but almost.
seeing some resemblances for sure.
No, there's so much that God has for you out there to see. As long as you are willing to do what He has you to do. He gives you the eyes to see the things. He gives you the feet to walk to the places where He leads you to. He gives you the hands to touch the unknown, to healing, to explore, to lay your hands on. He gives you the ears to listen, to guide you, to be aware of what it is, the certainty that you need to hear in the spirit realm. I mean, that's why He created you. There's so much in our bodies and our minds and our souls that we can't even comprehend yet.
Collective unconscious.
Yes, that being bound by the 3 dimensions that we're in.
Yes.
There's stuff so far above and beyond that we just,
And the more that we plug into Him, the more He's going to allow us to show us these things that He has for us.
all the stuff beyond the physical.
Yes, exactly. In His timing, yes.
Well, I'm going to let you go, and we're going to finish this episode, and I'll call you back at some point this week.
Thank you for coming on today and helping us.
Okay, well, thank you so much, and I love you, son.
I love you too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Yep, see ya. Well,
What a
there's my
sweet-
mom,
what a
y'all.
sweet lady.
You see the resemblances of why I'm so crazy?
Yes.
Holy frick.
Now that I...
She actually sounded more like... Maybe I sound more like her than I even thought I did, but I was just
Well,
like listening to her talk, like, dang, dude, she talks
Sometimes
like
you
I
say
do,
things
kinda.
where you remind me of your dad, and some, like, definitely a lot of that there. It's like definitely in your thinking, and one.
Isn't that weird? Like, I was around my dad more. Like, way more. But I tend to be more like my mom.
Darla's
It's
dad
weird.
did not grow up with his father, Darla's grandpa. Mm-hmm. But a few years ago, we went out, because he lives in just out by L.A. We went out there and visited him with Darla's parents. And there's so much that they, like, mannerisms, the way they sit and hold themselves, that, like, he wasn't with his dad growing up. But somehow that stuff transfers.
That's, like, the musician thing in me is a lot from my mom. And, like, my grandpa plays everything, but that's just because he does everything. He knows how to do everything. So, yeah, playing guitar and banjo is going to be one of them. My mom actually loves it. She's really interested in all the spiritual stuff, too. But, like, from the Christian perspective of it, just like me. Like,
I feel
I don't know, that's probably where I get a lot.
When you're critical, you remind me of your dad. But when you're inquisitive, you remind me of your mom. Both are important. Both are important traits to have.
That's a compliment. I like that.
I meant them both as a compliment to a certain extent.
Well, that's it. The end. That's my magnum opus of events in my life.
Interesting. Never mind. I'm not going to say that. It's definitely been one of the most fun ones. Seems like any of the ones that I say have been my favorite. Don't get as many views, so I'm not going to put this curse upon this episode.
Well, this is definitely the tops for me. I've been waiting to tell this story for a while.
Dude. So many different directions. The little dog creature.
Yeah.
The water on the bridge.
It's just water under the bridge.
On the bridge.
Yeah, dude. That one was...
The murder.
That's honestly, that's the strangest. The two things that are the strangest, the three. 4 things are strange to me that stand out. One is that water, because there is no way that could have gotten there. That was not there when we got there. We walked up and down the bridge. We would have noticed. And even if it was there, by the time everything had went down, it would have been soaked in.
And Jake had said he saw something jump in the water, right?
In the weeds beside the road.
Oh, not the water.
No. The second thing would be that black thing that Jacob saw.
What if somebody lives back there that has like a pet chimpanzee that's running?
The third thing is that those weeds, and how the one chick said right there when she said there was a guy laying dead in the water.
Oh,
I'm like,
your
where?
ex?
Right there. I'm like, what the frick? That's right where those weeds are.
So
It's
weird.
like these things blow my mind about that night. Then the fourth thing that blows my mind is how, like, when I felt like something followed us to my house, and then those 2 friends came over and said they felt something that was there and wanted to pray over it. Like, that kind of stuff is weird.
I am titillated.
There's the bridge story, man.
That is the bridge story. I did not know about all these juicy details.
That's because, like, look at how far into the episode we are, you know? Like, if I tell the story, it's a little boring just because I usually don't tell it in its entirety, so I'm kind of, like, trying to organize my thoughts while I'm doing it.
When you said before that it's going to take a whole episode, I was like, whole episode?
Yeah. The version I told Brittany was just, like, the vision part, you know?
Super condensed.
Like, that's the story I tell plus a little bit.
Man. Yeah, I'm going to have a few people that I want to have as guests listen to this episode just to catch them up on where we're going to take them. I want to investigate
I would be interested. The thing is, though, man, if it is, like, there is anything to this astrology and the zodiac and these times and seasons, I feel like it is time sensitive. Because all those times me and other people have been back and saw and felt nothing, but it coincidentally, all this thing transpired in October. Right? And like maybe a week after Thanksgiving, Halloween. So it was like right around that time, you know, that we had speculated like some things too. Like maybe a river and a road meet and that's a crossroads. Or maybe simply it's an intersection. Maybe a spiritual highway is there also, and maybe that's a spiritual intersection. And what place are you going to see the most amount of cars? Well, it's at an intersection. statistically, so it's like your odds of seeing something supernatural is to go to the intersection of where supernatural beings travel. So maybe that's something like that. We went and tried to find online like history of the bridge and old maps of the area, and that's not the original bridge that was there. It had been replaced. It was ripped down. It used to have sides on it, and it got torn down, and then they took the bridge that's in it now from somewhere else and transported it and put it there.
Certainly intrigued.
Yeah.
I want to go there though.
Let's go there today.
A medium. What?
Let's go there today. F it. Let's go.
Saying you didn't want to.
Ain't too far.
All right, folks. So you want to jump over to the final segment?
The final segment.
What we at on time?
We are at 1 hour and 50 minutes.
Got a long boy today. That's
We can give you the length and the girth in this episode.
full package.
Listen up!
All right. Listen up, folks.
The final segment of the show,
Final segment.
where we tell you what to listen up to musically with our music
Sorry, I
suggestions.
was trying to find my...
I don't know, you look a little distracted over there.
Yeah. I have a playlist that I made for such occasions.
As recommending your playlist on Spot or on the podcast.
Rainbow Signs by Me Without You. That's a good one. Hungover in Jonestown by Amigo the Devil.
Migo the Devil.
You'd like that one. They're in the playlist that I made for you, actually. I think we should, in a future episode, review each other's playlists for this segment.
That'd be interesting.
That'd be fun.
Speaking of the devil and stuff, you ever hear the rapper Lil Uzi Vert?
No.
You know, if you say that fast enough, it sounds like Lil Lucifer. Lil Uzi Vert.
Yeah. I see that.
Anyway,
Bringing Home the Rain by The Builders and the Butchers. Oil and Opium by Hellbound Glory.
88 Milligrams by Chris Webby and Scott Storch is his newest album that just dropped and is 23 minutes long, 7 songs in. Everyone's explicit, so listen at your own risk. It's a little different than the rest of his stuff.
Do it when you're maybe not with the kids. And I'll throw an indie rock, a couple indie rock ones in there. Six Below by Flip Turn. And
Flip turn.
Baby You Know Me by Wolf Sucker. I'll probably have to put that one in the show notes just so you don't have to wonder how to spell that. Those are our suggestions.
You want something that I don't normally listen to?
Sure.
I learned it from my children.
Uh-oh. There they go again.
Just kidding. I listened to this in high school and I played it for
corrupting the elderly.
Centipede by Knife Party. It's a great dubstep song.
All
There you go.
Back in the 2010s when dubstep was the stuff.
Yeah, I tried listening to it the other day, which is why I remembered it right now. Man, it just doesn't hit me the same.
Doesn't hit like it used to.
It's hard to get into.
Don't have that old sub, though, that you used to have in your little Dodge Dakota.
Oh, you mean those subs.
Wow.
You mean those subs, buddy. Oh,
John,
man.
back in the day when we were
those
kids,
window
he had the
cracking subs, man.
He had the subs. Me and him
Every
and Zach
vehicle
would drive
I've
around
ever
basically
had.
just listen to bass. Just
Every vehicle I've ever had. Hey, no.
boom.
It is not just bass. It ticks me off when a system is all bass, and then the freaking mids and the highs are all crackling, distorting, because they didn't... No, you need a balanced and nice sound. The bass should not be the only good thing in your system.
He was the kid that had like three different sets of subwoofers in his garage.
Yeah, I just swap them out depending on what...
Yeah, you'd be like, want me to put subs in your... What got you into that? Was that Monty?
No, it was me.
Really?
It was literally, that is the nerdiest thing about my musical journey, is how I got started in music.
Subwoofers.
Speakers. I had a little radio, like a freaking one that you carry, you know, a little boombox with a CD tray that flipped up on the top. And I would... and 2 VHS tape holders on the front. Well, I'd play these songs, and there's this button that said, like, EQ, and you cycle through them. And I noticed on some of them, it's like, I'd look at the speaker, I'm like, is that thing moving? So I didn't know how, this is like 8-year-old me, right?
The budding
Like,
of the
is that speaker,
audio engineer.
is that thing moving? And I just thought that the concept of, like, if that's playing, like, the vocals, then how is it also vibrating and playing the guitars and drums and everything and not effing up the vocals? Little nerdy childhood things. So then I got obsessed with speakers, and since I liked watching them vibrate, obviously that led down the slow progression to the subwoofers. Until one day we were building competitions for people that were competing.
Do the speakers predate the you learning to play music?
Yes.
Oh wow. I love how this has been a very Toodle-centric episode. You told this big story that, wow, I didn't know how many different directions it went in. And then we met your mom. This was actually the first time I formally met your mom. Like, I had seen her before, didn't know that she was your mom because she worked at a few different places that I would Healthies. But and then we just got a little story about a budding audio engineer in his early years.
Just because he was a nerd without a place to apply it.
I think
then speakers made a way.
I think that's kind of the vibe of this show, though. Nerds with swag.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it swag. Kind of lame.
All my friends are nerds with swag. We're all nerds, so we have swag.
That's my next song.
Nerds with swag?
All my friends are nerds with swag.
Really? I was just a month, this past month, I've been thinking, all my friends are nerds with swag. I got an exact thought.
That's weird. Realistically, probably not a song, but all my friends are nerds. Now that's a song. That's a banger right there. I can already hear it.
It could be a parody of all my friends are heathen.
No. It's gonna be to some video game, 8-bit video game stuff,
swag,
math rap, math rocky stuff.
Oh yeah,
heck yeah! Just make it nothing but video game and 80s, 90s pop references.
You remind me of Maynard James Keenan. Maynard James Keenan from Tool.
Some geometry and some physics in there.
Nerd. He's a nerd.
Just make songs given lessons for classrooms. Rap about the periodic table.
There you go.
Rap about Columbus. Dude.
History is his story.
Who is that guy from the 60s? Johnny Horton. You know him?
Not over.
He do just a ton of songs about history stories, the War 1812 and all kinds of goodies. There's my musical suggestion, Johnny Horton.
Yeah,
some old school kind of country, just real low quality because it's so old. History songs. Back in 1814, we took a little trip out with Colonel Jackson down the mighty Mississippi.
Boot stomping, hand clapping music. That's my style. All right, you ready to wrap this bad boy up and send it on its merry way, Toodles?
Put a bow on it.
All right, thank you for once again letting us dwell in your ears for a short period of time. Hope you enjoyed what you heard. Hope you were intrigued. Let's remember to keep traversing this indeed very strange world with curiosity,
inquisitiveness,
and we're missing something. What is it? It's
my next one. Swag. You got to come up with something.
Swag. Yes, the swag.
No, that's mine.
Well, I say the neighborliness after the swag. Let's remember to be neighborly to folks.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, we're all just
strangers in a strange
land.
World.
Okay,
fine.
Strange place. Strange earth. Strange.
We're all just strangers crossing strange bridges.
Until next time, I've been Peace. I've been Peace.
Toodles. That's me.
All right. See you later, folks.
If you would like to contact us, email us at peaceandtoodles@gmail.com. Until next time, salutations, my fellow strangers.
What will they think of next?